Okay, right here is a 1981 Terex 3303B. As you can see, this truck is waiting on getting a load of fine material here at the quarry. So I'm going to take you and show you around this truck a little bit. Now, as you can see, this is not a very large off-road truck. This truck has a payload capacity of 22 ton. This is actually the smallest truck that was built in the Terex haul truck line. The truck is powered by a Detroit 671N diesel, which produces 228 horsepower for the truck when it's driving. Up on the hood right there, you can see where it says Terex. One common feature about the 3303B was just how big the cab was on it. If you look at the truck, it almost looks like it has an oversized cab. However, that's actually the same size cab that you'd find on the larger 3307, the 3311. Terex never changed the size of any of their cabs. This box you see jetting out from the side of the cab, this is where all your pneumatic power and hydraulic power connect with your hoses to the valves in here up to all your controls up inside the truck. Right here on the front bumper is your step. Basically, you would step up on this and get up on top of the hood right here so you could service your engine. Now, the 3303B has a very unique steering and axle design. As you can see, each tire has its own independent axle. One right here for this tire and one over on the opposite side for the opposite tire. Not only does each tire have its own axle, they also have their own suspension system, which is what that giant spring you see there is used for. Now, modern trucks would have a cylinder to absorb the shock. However, these older Terex and Euclid haulers, a lot of the older ones had a big spring like this, which is what the axle would float on when it's driving. If it were to go over a bounce, that spring would absorb the shock so the driver wouldn't feel the bounce as bad. And right here is your cylinder to turn your front tires left or right. This is your guard right here protecting your radiator, which is right here on the front of the truck. And you can see your two front headlights on each side. Now I'll take and show you up by the cab. Here's the inside of the 3303B. As you can see, it is a lot more modern design than an older Euclid truck. You can see all your gauges right there. Here's your mile per hour gauge, your engine RPM. It's an automatic transmission. Right there you have your forward speeds, your neutral and reverse. There is no air conditioning in one of these old Terex haulers, so that's what the fan is for right there, to keep the driver cool when he's driving the truck. This drop down you see right here by the window, this is an alert to let the driver know when he's low on air. Everything on this truck, your braking and your steering, it's all pneumatic. So if the compressor were to fail, let's say, and the truck ran out of air, this drop down would come down to alert the driver that he has to stop the truck immediately because he's low on air and he's slowly losing control of the brakes on his truck. And you can see your front windshield wipers. Right behind the cab, you can see your two air tanks right here, which hold your PSI for your air brakes. Here you can see your hydraulic oil tank. And behind the cab, just like on a Euclid, is your fuel tank. And your dump body right there. On this side, you can see your air intake and your air filter, which is right here. And the pipe here, which brings the cleaned air right back to your Detroit diesel. And on this side here, you can see where it says 3303B. And on this side, you can see your superstructure, your frame, which is what the whole truck is mounted and built off of. Here's your transmission right here. And here's your gauge right here to check your transmission oil level and your drive shaft running back to your rear tires. But there she is, a 1981 Terex 3303B.